Monday.com Project Management Tutorial Full In-Depth 2023. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing and incredible day. I bring you back with yet another video, and in this video we're going to be discussing about Monday.com and how you can use this amazing project management software to just start any type of workload management, and it's going to be really simple and it's going to be really fun. So without further ado, let's just get started. So you're going to come to obviously monday.com, obviously. And once you're over here, you're going to come here. And as you can see, we're going to come over to its pricings to obviously, establish what kind of pricing it actually takes for it to work and, all that stuff. So you're going to come to pricings. And as you can see, it has a totally free plan. It's free forever, up to 2 seats with $0. And obviously it goes on and on with basic, standard, pro, and enterprise. Their plans being $8, $10, and $16. And obviously the price keeps going up and up. So you can obviously work around with that accordingly if you want to. But yeah, moving on. What we're going to be doing over here is we're going to go to try for free, obviously. Now, once you're on try to free, you're going to come here where it says welcome to monday.com and everything, welcomes you in. So get started. It's free, no credit card needed. Obviously, you're going to put in a company name and everything. So you can go ahead and put that in for yourself. Okay, pretty simple. So in this case, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a temp mail for myself. Okay. Now, the reason I'm using a temp mail is because, this is a temporary video where we're obviously going to be making a proper account later on. So just for explanatory purposes, I'm going to be using a temp mail. Now, once I have my temp mail over here, I'm going to copy this, come here, and paste it. And once it's pasted over here, I'm going to click on continue. And once we click on continue, it's going to come here. So set up your account. So first of all, you're going to put in your full name and everything. Okay, now your full name can be anything. I'm gonna go ahead with John E. Okay, enter my full name. Then you have your password and everything. Make sure you have a strong and nice password. Once you have a password, you're gonna set an account name. Click on continue. Hey there, what brings you here today? Okay, it could be work, personal, school, or nonprofits. Okay, now go with any of these. I'm going to go with the work, obviously, because it's a project management, and a project management is not personal. Personally, you could do workload management for yourself, but obviously I'm going to do project management once we're over here. Now you could be a team leader, team member, freelancer. I'm going to go with team leader or the project leader, let's say. How many people are on the project team? I'm going to go with 51 to 100 right now. How many people work at your company? I'm going to go with this much. And once we do that, I'm going to click on continue. Select what you would actually like to manage first. You can always add more in the upcoming future. Okay, and for this, obviously, as it states, select whatever, is going to be manageable for you most. So let's say, obviously, we're going to be doing project management. And in that, I'm going to go with yeah, let's go with software development and click on continue. Let's say the project management is for that retrospect. And once you do that, select what would you like to focus on first. Help us tailor the best experience for you. Now you have a lot of stuff like Kanban, product roadmap, sprint management, release plan, project management. Obviously, this is mainly what we're going with. So I'm going to choose that and I'm going to click on continue. So what do you need help with? Okay, anything that you don't know or don't understand, you can ask help for that right here. So, request and approval flows, managing my team's tasks, managing projects, resource management, etc., etc. I'm gonna keep this unchecked and come here. One last question: how did you hear about us? That doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go with YouTube ad and click on continue. Now, once you do that, basically from here on out, what it's gonna do is it might ask you to add, members into your Monday.com project management system. So invite your teammates, collaborate with your team to get the most out of your Monday.com. Invite with a link, anyone with this at, or, invite with a proper email. Pretty simple stuff, pretty simplistic stuff. And once you do that, we're going to go ahead and remind me later. Okay. And once you do that, yeah, you're going to come here. Now, basically, from here on out, what you're going to do is this that you can see in front of you. This is what the Monday devs have given you as a template, basically. This is something that they started off from scratch for you, and this is like, your basic template. And it's pretty basic, and it's gonna even send you a confirmation email. Okay, so here you can see it says please confirm your email, so obviously we're gonna go ahead and do that. You're gonna click to confirm your email address, and once you've confirmed everything and once you're good to go with it, it's gonna bring you to your monday.com home, and here you are. So we're pretty much good to go with it. So once you're over here, obviously you have tons and tons of stuff and recently visited. You have stuff like tasks, sprints, epics, bugs, queues, etc. Then obviously once we go in tasks, you can see all the different tasks that are made for you. Now these are basically templates. This is a template task that people have set for you and everything, and it's again pretty simple and easy to get your head along with this. So you know, pretty simplistic stuff. Now, once we've discussed about that, let's go ahead and talk about all the things that you can see over here on Monday.com's left-hand side. Obviously, we're going to go over to work management, and there we are. So once you're here in the Monday.com work management, obviously you can start adding from templates. This workspace is empty. Get started by adding boards, docs, or dashboards. You can add from templates, but I'm going to go ahead and add from scratch. Now, once you go on start from scratch here, we can see setting up your automations, and here you are. So, starts you off with this. And, once you've started off with this, there's a lot of other things that you can see for your workspace. So, what do I mean by a lot of other things that you can see for your workspace? Basically, it's the settings that you have for your workspace. And let's say I'm going to come here, the start from scratch section. And once we're over here, obviously, you can see tons and tons of different things that you can check out. So, in the settings, you have, first of all, your account with your profile, import data, integrations, you have developers, trash, archive, administration, teams, logout, you have app marketplaces, you have mobile app, you have Monday Labs, shortcuts, you can invite members, and you can even change your theme. And a lot of people, struggle finding this, but yeah, you can change your theme. You can change it to dark, you could change it to night. So let's say I'm gonna change it. Yeah, a lot of people prefer night. I prefer night, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. Now, once we do that, there's also a fun thing known as marketplaces. So if we come here, we have an our app marketplace that you can check out as well. It's also a pretty good and fun place to check things out for yourself. You can see different types of categories over here, different features. You have different feature types for yourself. And let's say you're in the app marketplace, you can, find different apps for yourself. So let's say I'm going to find something. Yeah, DocuGen, which is a pretty good app. So what is DocuGen? DocuGen create professional documents from your Monday.com boards. And, here's its whole description. Let's say DocuGen is the #1 document generation. It generates custom documents for you, and it works with a lot of other users. Ready-made workspace, DocuGen proposals, DocuGen offer letters. It gives you a lot of templates, works with a lot of things. It can also give you permissions. It reads all of your board's data, reads the profile information. So make sure to read the permissions and go ahead with if you're good with it. And you can add it to your account pretty easily right here. So, these are your basic integrations that you can do. So pretty simple stuff, isn't it? Now, I guess, yeah, moving on, that's the basic for all the setting up and everything. Now let's talk about the basic overview of workspaces, boards, and items, So workspaces, boards, and items. Items are basically things that can be managed like tasks, milestones, orders, invoices, etc. It can be whatever you want, and information about those items are stored in columns similar to a spreadsheet. Then obviously you have boards, which contains lists of items, which are often grouped into groups. So, you have workspaces where you can group boards together in related categories. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't see the importance of this, but, grouping stuff together in a related category, pretty, you could say, pretty advantageous. And, it can just act as a pretty well off advantage. So, once we've obviously discussed all that, what you can do moving on from there is obviously discuss the other aspects in retrospect. So let's discuss on how you're going to add a workspace. So you're going to come here and let's add a custom workspace for ourselves. So I'm going to call this John's workspace. Okay. And once you do that, the privacy can be open or closed depending on whatever you want. And I'm going to click on add a workspace. And once you click on add a workspace, as you can see, this is your basic workspace that has been added. Okay. Now to add certain, templates in it, you can click on this plus sign, click on new board, and you can add a board. So let's say I'm gonna write bookings as so, and yeah, we're gonna make a random called bookings as so, and we're gonna click on create board. Okay. Now, once you do that, obviously it's gonna create a proper board for you, a full-fledged board where you're just gonna give you the group title and everything, and it's gonna be really easy to mess around with that. And then obviously in bookings you can add more things by yourself if you want to. You have different group titles. You can add different stuff. You have different filters for that, and just a whole lot more things to actually look at. So let's say in these group titles, like, you have a lot of things going on. First of all, let's go ahead and start deleting these rows because I don't really want them. Okay, so how do you delete them? Just click on this three buttons over here, delete. Again, same thing, delete. Again, same thing. Click over here, delete. There you go. And same with this. Again, click, delete, click, delete, and there you are. So pretty simple, isn't it? So wait, let me just delete it real quick. There we go. Now, once you've deleted all those things for yourself, pretty much it's simple from there on off. You're good to go from there. So what you can do to move further on is start adding titles for yourself. So let's say I'm gonna call this John's test. Okay, let's call this John's test. Now you can do shift and enter to add another, and then shift enter to add another, and keep on adding more. Or you can just, click enter, which will, stop creating bookings. Now, once you've created a, table or line over here, a line of information, you can start adding columns too. So you can add columns. And in the columns, as you can see, you have all essentials and super useful stuff. And you have more columns as well. Like, this is not the only column that you can add. You have a lot of stuff over here. So first of all, you have essentials, okay? No, so first of all, I'm sorry, you have featured. So you have timeline tags, connect boards, etc. But we're going to skip those and we're going to move on to features or essentials. And in essentials, you can see, first of all, you have status. Get an instant overview of, where things stand. Then you have priority, where you can prioritize tasks and focus on what's more important to you. You have labels, where you can categorize and triage work with custom labels. People, where you can assign people to improve teamwork. Monday Doc, where you can instantly add collaborative, rich texts to the editor. You have numbers, where you can add revenue, cost, time estimations, and more. Then you have timeline, where you can visualize your item's duration with a start and end date. Then you have date, where you can add dates like deadlines to ensure you never drop the ball. Texts, where you can add textual information, example, addresses, names, or keywords. Long text, like adding large amounts of text without changing column width. Connect boards, where you can connect data from actual other boards. You have mirror, where you can show and edit column data from connected boards. Meeting notes, where you can add a column with a dedicated doc to each one of your meeting and provide scalable structure to your project management. And you have creative brief, where you can instantly add collaborative rich text editor for yourself. Obviously, as you move further down, you have super useful stuff like checkbox, where you can check off items and see what's done at a glance. You have a link, okay? Simply hyperlink to any website. And your world clock, where you can keep track of the time anywhere in the world. Item ID, where you can show a unique ID for each item. Call your contacts directly from Monday.com on phone. Place multiple locations on a geographic map on your location section. Then you have files, where you can add files and docs to your proper items. You have a team power up, where you can add tags to categorize teams across multiple boards. You have votes, where you can vote on an item, pick a new feature, or a favorite lunch place for yourself. And you also further on have ratings, where you can rate or rank anything visually. Okay, pretty simple stuff. So then moving on, what you can do is move more into the depths of this. So what we're gonna do is see the other team power-ups that we have. So the team power-ups, we have our, first of all, tags, where you can add tags to categorize items across multiple boards. You have creation logs for yourself. There's last updated stuff. auto number, where you can, have number of items according to their order in the group or board. You have progress tracking, where you can show progress by combining status columns in a battery. Board power up, perform actions on items by clicking a button. Have dependencies, different dependencies, different types of dependency. So pretty simple. Then you have drop downs where you can create a drop down list of options. Select week on which each item should be completed. Use functions to manipulate data across multiple columns. Choose countries, color picker, easily track time spent on each item group and board. Add times to manage and schedule tasks, shifts, and more. And you can email proper team members and clients directly from your actual board. Okay, so moving on, what you can do from there is you have more things to uncover. Okay, so what are those things to uncover? Let's go ahead and discuss that. So once you're back over here, we're gonna go ahead and start adding a few things. Start adding a few columns. So let's go over here. Or you know what? Before adding columns, let's actually edit the ones we already have. So you can keep different names for these different set of subcolumns. For example, these are called person. I'm going to call it members. This is called status. I'm going to call it priority. So, this is just to give you an example on how you can change names. Now, this is date. I'm going to call it time. So, or you know what? Let's call it deadline. So, you can manipulate things your way. You can manipulate the data your way. You can change stuff to whatever you like, change the information, however, to whatever you like. And obviously, once you've done all of this, moving on, you can set more things. So first of all, you have priority. On priority, you have 3 to 4 different things. So working on it, stuck, done, and, blank. So let's say I'm going to keep this stuck. I'm going to keep this working on it. And then we're going to add a random booking. And I'm going to call this one done. So as you can see, it has its different stuff. You can also keep custom colors for this, by the way. Like, let's say I'm going to come here and you can edit labels, create a new label, and then choose from the variety of colors. So let's say I'm going to keep this to this color. Okay. And let's call this one fully completed. So, you can change the color to whatever you want. So pretty simple, isn't it? So yeah, this is your basic overview of the dashboards. So like looking at it from a logistical point of view, looking at it from a very technical point of view, we could see that dashboards, first of all, present information in a highly visual format. They use a high range of widgets to look at from different angles, combines information from multiple boards, and can easily be shared via scheduled email. They offer a proper TV mode for projecting on large display screens, and they just have a lot of features to actually mess around with, discuss on, and they have a wide range of information that you can store in them. So again, pretty simplistic stuff. And the best thing is, again, they offer a TV mode for projecting on large display screens. So let's say if you were to create, a proper dashboard over here on Monday.com, you can go ahead and present it on a proper projector screen. So, that's pretty cool. And it can be easy for you to present on those screens too. So let's go ahead and discuss that. We're going to add an item to workspace and we're going to click on new dashboard. And I'm going to clear a new dashboard. And here we are. So obviously it says step 1, connect boards to this dashboard. Choose boards to use as the data source for this dashboard. So you can go ahead and choose boards. You have different boards, bookings, and all that. So I'm going to use the booking board that I created. And once you do that, add widgets to this dashboard. Visualize your data using charts, timelines, and more. So you can start choosing your widgets. So you have, chart. You can create chart widget to visually show data from your actual boards. You have numbers where you can get a quick view on all number columns. You have battery where you can see your progress at a glance. You have Gantt where you can plan, track, and present your projects visually using the Gantt chart. You have files gallery where you can manage and collaborate on your files with your team. And then finally, you have apps where you can enhance your dashboard with widgets built on the Monday apps framework. So pretty simplistic and pretty easy stuff to talk about, isn't it? So let's go ahead and add a random widget. Let's say we're going to add numbers. Okay, this is your dashboard. And we just added a number widget. Obviously, you can increase its size as so it can be visible. And then let's say I'm going to come here in the settings of it. And once you come in the settings, obviously you can, like, let's say we have a count, set your unit, and set different functions like sum and everything. So once you set that, you have different sub items, you have more setting options. So, pretty simple and pretty fun stuff. And obviously, you can keep different functions for yourself as well. Like, let's say over here, we're going to have median, minimum, max, average, count, etc., etc. Pretty fun stuff, isn't it? So obviously, you can filter it as well from person by person, or you can filter it by anything else like top group, group title. You have names which you can filter from. You have members, priorities, deadlines, etc., etc. So many things to keep in your arsenal when you're thinking about these things, basically. So moving on, first things first, like obviously over here we have the bookings table and we have the dashboard, and in the dashboard you can add more visits for yourself. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and add different charts for myself. So we're going to click on charts. It creates a chart widget, and look at that, we have charts with different tasks of ours. So obviously you can filter a different task, and over here you have done, stuck, and fully completed. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, okay. And the more tasks you add, the bigger the chart gets. So that's also a pretty good thing to have. And once you're done with all of this, you can switch it to present mode. And as you can see, it goes in full screen where you can present it properly on a whole screen. So how cool is that? Pretty fun stuff. And you can also change the settings for this chart, by the way. If you go in settings, as you can see, you can turn it into a pie chart, a bar chart. You have a line chart where you have a stacked bar. You have bubble charts, donut charts, pretty great charts that you can keep for yourself. I'll keep it at donut chart, looks pretty nice. So once we keep it at this chart, what you can do, like further on to move on, is, have different things to actually see for yourself. So let's say I'm gonna add another widget, and you have the battery widget. Okay, in the battery widget, like let's say we've added it over here, you can see all this stuff. So battery basically shows 33.3% done, 33.3% stock, and 33.3% as fully completed. And obviously you can get a pretty huge range of information from it. And once you go in settings, obviously you can see different bookings and stuff, and pretty simple. Then obviously over here, when it comes to discussion, next, let's go ahead and discuss about automations and integrations. Okay. Now, automations and integrations are a huge part of a page or any type of system in that fact. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty, easy to actually like mess around with that. And it's just a great thing to have with your page, to have for your page. And I just recommend making good use of it, because the more you use tools like this for yourself, the more it's just going to make life easier for you, the more it's going to make, like using these types of things easier for you. So to go to automation integrations, we're going to go over to this dashboard. And obviously, automations are basically triggers, automated actions that are completed by Monday.com for you. It sends reminders and notifications to proper stakeholders. It integrates third-party tools to work together and coordinates data that live on different boards. Okay, and it's a pretty widely used thing, integrations and automations, and it's pretty widely used because it just has a lot of things in store. It gives you a variety of things to choose from, a variety of things to work with, and it's just a great thing to have for your page. So obviously, let's go ahead and discuss that in depth. So, and by the way, automation is like having an automated bot. Like it's having an extra employee, but that employee, no blood and flesh, only an automated bot. So, obviously, once you come here, let me just wait. We're gonna come here, and here you have integrations up here, and the like you can only find this in bookings, by the way, not in the dashboard. So once you're in bookings, obviously, first of all, you have integrate over here, and you have automate over here. So if you go and integrate, here you can see you have integration center, where you can see the different integrations like Twilio, Typeform, Mailchimp, Zendesk, PagerDuty, Trello, tons and tons of apps that you can integrate with. Now, what do these integrations actually do? You can see down here. So, you can integrate all these different things like, let's say, integrate your Monday with Slack. When an update is posted in this item, send it to the channel. These, I guess these are automations. These aren't integrations, but yeah, these are integrations. So you can integrate with MailChimp, Slack for, I guess, Slack and Gmail for your, communication. Then you have Google Drive, Dropbox, Outlook for, your file management, Asana, Zoom, Basecamp, Clearbit, again, for different types of managements, or maybe CRM. Asana has a great CRM, Basecamp has a great CRM. Even Monday.com itself has a great CRM, but obviously you can use it from other external users. So yeah, those are your integrations, and you can like choose any of those apps and easily integrate them with your program. It's really simple, it's really fun, and I recommend that you start using it straight away. And obviously moving further on, you have automations, okay? And the automations that you have are also pretty good. They work pretty nicely with your program. And once you go into automations, you have Automation Center over here, and you can learn to automate your workflow in like just about 3 minutes. So in automations, you have stuff like it's basically a trigger, okay? And that trigger triggers another action. And when that action actually happens, basically what happens over there is that an automated bot basically makes it happen. So to do automations, what you're going to do is either you can choose their templates that they have for automations, or you can create a custom automation that says over here. So let's say when this happens. So let's say when an item name is changed, move the item or change the status, then set the status to a priority to, let's say, fully completed. Okay. So create automation. Okay. Now let's say this automation is created. Now, let's say this is stuck right now, right? So let me go ahead and change its name. So I'm going to change the name to this. Click on enter. And once you click on enter, look at that. It just changed from stuck to fully completed. So those are basically your automations. And obviously the automation I showed you right now, not very useful, as we can clearly see. But that was just an example. You can make automations work in different ways. So yeah, that was integrations and automations. And I guess that's pretty much it when it comes to discussing Monday.com. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found it informational, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this related to Monday.com, please let me know down in the comments below and I will make more for you. But yeah, until then, I hope you all keep having a great day. That was all from me. Thank you for watching till the end, and I hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.